Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Bree, and today I've talked a lot about some of the different jobs I've had over the years. I've had over 100 jobs. I lost count once I got to 105. I've had a few since then. I move around a lot. I have various disabilities I've talked about, mental health issues I've talked about, and I dropped out of high school twice, dropped out of college twice. So I'm getting by as best as I can, but sometimes I have to change careers. Once upon a time, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit, I made a career change that I did not want to make on my own, but I was pressured into by my family. This was around 2007. I hadn't gone to college yet, but I had already got my GED. So I had a little bit of experience doing pizza and restaurant business and gas stations and hotel front desks and things like that. Customer service related jobs. Nothing to get excited about. But my brother-in-law, and I'm not going to get into the complicated hillbilly redneck, my sister married her fucking brother-in-law because she did. We're going to just say it and leave it there. But my brother-in-law, who was married to one of my sisters, had a brother, a biological brother, that was married to my other biological sister. So we had sisters marry brothers. That's a little redneck-ish, but it is what it is. We're from Kansas, so what can you expect? But the older brother-in-law, he became a plumber because, he got married at 18, got my sister pregnant right the fuck away, and started a family, which meant he had to have a fucking job, and he couldn't just punch buttons at the gas station anymore. That wasn't going to pay the fucking rent. So he went and got himself an apprenticeship and became a plumber and worked his way up the ladder to journeyman. Like I said, he started his journey in 2003. I was still dabbling in other things, and I never got married, so that's neither here nor there. I was engaged once, but that's another story for another day. Now, his brother, who, like I said, was married to my sister, true story, also got married too young, got pregnant too fucking young, and had to have a career, and so he followed his brother's footsteps, but he didn't want to be a plumber, so he went into HVAC. Now, this was, like I said, between 2003 and 2009. This was the housing boom. The boom before the bubble burst. Where if you wanted to make a living, you went into construction, and specifically, you went into building houses. And so, my family pressured me to join, quote, the family business that they were trying to build. And so our plan was to start our own construction company. Brother A would be the plumber. Brother B would be the HVAC guy. And I was going to be the electrician. So I went down to the county. I paid the fee. I got my license to be a licensed electrical apprentice. I took the class and learned all the differences between voltages and wattages and AC and DC and what to do and what not to do and how not to die, because it is a very easy to die profession. And I didn't want to die, thank you very much. My first day on the job, I got my apprenticeship. Housing boom is bonkers. They're building houses faster than they can sell them, which is part of why the housing bubble burst, but that's not important. And so they gave me some equipment and a flashlight, and said, go under this house in the crawl space and run these wires from A to B, and then, follow the diagram and do this and that. No, because I don't do crawl spaces because I'm claustrophobic, and also no, because I'm deathly terrified of spiders, and that's where they live. That's where they hide. So I tried to argue with my boss, and the guy was like, do it or you're fired. So at that moment, I was like, all right, well, this is my first day on the job. I don't want to get fired on day one. I've had that happen too many times. My parents aren't going to be happy if I do because I was still living with them at the time. So I went down and ran all the wires. did was as instructed. And then we get to the inside of the house, and it's time to install the outlets. Well, this is a pretty simple process. The carpenter has already cut the holes in the wall. That's his job. The electrician's job is to run the wires to the hole, and then attach those wires to the outlet, and then take a screwdriver and screw them into the wood so that they stay in place so that you can plug your shit into it. Except I'm not very good at the hand-eye coordination, and I am very twitchy, and I have underdeveloped to a handicap point, was in special ed for this, fine motor skills, as in I do not possess fine motor skills, and my fingers don't bend like they're supposed to. So instead of drilling the screw into the screw hole and attaching the piece of plastic to the wood, I was drilling holes into the drywall, pissing off the drywall guy and the electrician. And I ended up getting fired by the end of the day anyways. And that was the end of my very short electrician career. Stay cool.